Okay, hi folks. This is Valerie Van Boeven, and today we are going to do our monthly webinar on SEO, because I think there's a lot of confusion out there about what search engine optimization is and what it is not, because everybody says they're an SEO specialist and really they're not. So today we're going to talk about good SEO versus BS SEO for home care websites, and don't pay for zero results. Again, I'm Valerie Van Boeven, and this is the Home Care Revenue Builders webinar for this month. It's not going to be a really long webinar, but of course, if you have any questions at the end, I'd be happy to answer questions, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So here's kind of our agenda for this webinar. First, we're going to talk about why SEO, what is it for? Then we're going to talk about what SEO is not, and you might be paying for it. What SEO is and what you should be getting from your SEO provider, and expectations for SEO in 2015. Make sure you aren't oversold. So a lot of folks are wondering, what is SEO? And I'm going to give you a definition, and then I'm going to show you what it's not, what it is or what it should be, and what your expectations should be. So SEO is search engine optimization, and it is the process of getting traffic from the free, organic, editorial, or natural results. So that means that primarily payment isn't involved as it is with paid search ads. So we're going to talk about this in a minute, but pay per click, Google AdWords, Facebook advertising is not search engine optimization. It is not. It is not the same thing. So if someone tells you that, they are doing your SEO and they're asking you to pay for clicks, they are telling you the wrong thing. So all major search engines such as Google and Bing and Yahoo have primary search results, where web pages and other content such as videos or the local listings, like your maps, are shown and ranked based on what the search engine considers most relevant to users. Payment isn't involved as it is with paid search ads. Search engine optimization is natural, organic search engine results. So when you go in and you type in home care Houston, Texas, you see some paid ads at the top and you see the natural listings, so the maps, and then just some other websites that show up there based on your search, your keyword phrase that you put in. And that is natural search engine results, and that's what SEO is. Here is what SEO is not. It is not paid search. It is not pay-per-click. It is not Google AdWords. It is not Facebook ads. It is not Facebook posts that have no backlinks to your website. So in other words, posting a smiley face on your Facebook business page, or a cute little picture of a senior doing something cute, or have a nice day. None of that will help your search engine optimization of your website. That's fine, and it is community outreach and engagement, but it's only a small portion of the story. So Facebook posts that do not link back to your website, to the content on your site, they do not help you with search engine optimization of your main website. One blog post per month, no matter how good it is, no matter how engaging, no matter how fabulous that post is, that is not appropriate SEO. I don't care what anyone says. If you've worked in the home care industry, as long as we've worked in the home care industry, you would know that one blog post per month is not good community outreach. It is not search engine optimization. And no matter how engaging or cool that post is, it is not going to get you the traffic that you need. The SEO of the static pages of your website. So when you have a website, whether you're a franchise owner or you're an independent home care agency owner and you have a website and you hire somebody to do SEO and you're paying them every month, you got to know what you're paying them for. So if they go in and add a few pages to your website, or they search engine optimize the static pages of your site, meaning the About Us page or the Services page or the Dementia Care page or whatever, if they go in and they search engine optimize those pages, that means they're adding metadata or text to the back end so that the search engines know what those pages are about and the location of your business and all of that. If they do that one time, that's fabulous. That needs to be done. But if that's the only thing they ever do, and they don't add unique, fresh, search engine optimized content to your website, and they don't reach out to your community through your website to Facebook and other places, then they're not doing their job. They're not able to get you the traffic that you need and the engagement that you need if all they ever do is go in one time and search engine optimize the static pages of your site. That is not search engine optimization in its fullest. That is half the job, or even a quarter or an eighth or a tenth of the job that needs to be done to get you to the first page of Google and to keep you there and to get that engagement and that traffic. SEO is not a one-shot deal. It's an ongoing updating of your website with unique content all the time. So if someone's charging you monthly for a service, you need to ask yourself, what am I paying for? What are they doing for me? Am I paying for clicks? Are they just doing Google AdWords? Or am I, paying for them to do what to my website every single month? Tell me what that is, SEO person. So if you have no way to calculate your return on investment, now search engine optimization is not something that you can easily calculate your return on investment. Usually you see it by noting that you have moved up in the ranking. So like for those, in the example that I just gave, home care, Houston, Texas, you've moved up from the bottom of your page 5 to page 1, then you can see that that's definitely, it's not a monetary return on investment, but it's definitely a good return on investment because you're now on the first page of Google. So that's one thing. So if you can measure it that way, that's one way to measure some return on investment. But the other way, then we'll talk about it in a minute, is by forms that are filled out on your website and by telephone calls that are coming in through your office. If they have not provided a way for you to track your forms, and if you can track your forms, that's awesome. But then you need to track, are they all employment forms? And I'm going to tell you why they're all employment forms in just a minute. Or are they consumers reaching out to you? What kind of forms are you receiving from your website? Can you track that? Are you tracking it? If you are, that's awesome. If you are not, you need to find an SEO provider that can help you do that. And also, the phone calls that come in. If you are not using a call recorded and tracked line on your phone, which is easy to do, doesn't require anything on your part, and is a great way to calculate ROI from your website, if you're not doing that, you need to consider putting a call tracked and recorded phone line on your site so that you know more about the traffic that's coming in. Is it all employment calls? Because if it is, somebody's not doing something right. Okay, so that is, if there's no way to calculate your ROI, if they just say they're doing certain things and you're paying monthly for this and you're seeing no results, then that's a problem, and that's not SEO. No reporting. Of course, if they're not reporting to you, sending you monthly reports, giving you 24/7 access to a reporting system, then that's not good either. Everything should be transparent. Everything a search engine optimization provider does for you should be transparent, and you should be able to see it and read it and look at it and analyze it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you can't do that, then there's something wrong. Okay, so what SEO is and what you should be getting from your SEO provider. So here is what you should be seeing and what you should be getting. So you should get the search engine optimization of your current static pages of your website. Yes, so someone should go in and make sure that all the pages of your website are correctly search engine optimized. The content on the front of the page and the content on the back end of the website and back end of the page, so that Google understands the cities, the states, and the places that you service. But that's not enough. Just like we said, yes, that should happen, but that's only a tenth of the job. Along with weekly or daily blog posts that are search engine optimized, but not over optimized. So we are using the example of Home Care Houston. So if you put up a blog post and it talks about, some elder care kind of activity, it's okay to use the word Home Care Houston once or twice in that blog post, but you don't want to use it over and over and over again and make it look spammy and full of junk. So one correctly search engine optimized blog post every week or every day is the max. And of course, we would love for everybody to post every single day, but we know that's hard to do. For our clients, we post for them every single week, sometimes up to three times per week. Content. The content that goes on this weekly or daily blog post, by the way, needs to be 100% unique to you and your website, and should not be on 500 other franchise sites or on any other independent home care website. It should be unique to you, and there are ways that you can tell that, and you should not be relying on one person to post the same thing on 400 websites and tell you that you have content today. That's not okay. It doesn't work like that. So you need unique content that's not on any other website, posted onto your website each week or each day if possible, but weekly is what we do for our clients typically. The content that is posted, those blog posts, should be distributed from your website. When they're posted there, they should go out to all your social media accounts. So as soon as that post hits your blog, it should also show up on your Facebook business page, on Twitter, LinkedIn, and anywhere else that you have set up for that. It should go out to all of your resources and contacts throughout the web. Facebook engagement, LinkedIn.com engagement, Twitter engagement, and Pinterest engagement. You want to make sure that every time those posts go out, that you also have engagement from all of these other places. Facebook is your community outreach. So when you hit Facebook with a blog post, that means your community that likes your page is seeing that post. They can like it, they can comment on it, and that is what's called engagement, and that's what Google wants to see. Same for LinkedIn, Twitter, and Pinterest. So if you're not getting engagement, you can say everything you want to say, but if you don't have an audience or you don't have engagement, it's not working. Backlinks from other reputable senior care websites to your website. So in other words, you never want to go out and buy links from other websites to your websites just to get backlinks. That is a no-no, and Google will figure it out and penalize your website. However, what you can do is get links, like maybe you write an article and you put it on another elder care, senior care reputable website. That's a great thing to do. Be a guest author. Most search engine optimization companies have no way, not only do they have no way to provide you with excellent content because they don't know the home care market, but they also don't have any way to give you backlinks from other reputable senior care websites. So when it comes to a search engine optimization company that is specific to the home care, senior care business, that's what we specialize in at LTC Expert Publications. And by right now, I think we're having between 800 and 900 unique articles per month written for our clients. So we are giving each of our clients every single week, sometimes up to 3 times a week, depending on their contract, unique content. We're helping them with their Facebook engagement, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and getting their audience in their local area to come back to them and say, hey, yeah, you know, I'd like to know more about that. E-newsletters. Now, this doesn't seem like it should be part of SEO, but within the realm of engagement, it really is. So we set up e-newsletters to go out once a month for our clients. And it's not some kind of boring corporate-looking email. It is actually an email that comes from the client, and it is all local content, local to them, their office, their area, the stuff that we've written for them that have been placed on their website over the last month. So e-newsletters with your local content that encourage readers to engage with your website, click on that content and share that content, that's called engagement, and that really works. Not only does it work to reestablish connections with people you may not have talked to for a while, which in turn establishes more prospects, referrals, and leads, and potentially clients, but they're also great for avoiding follow-up failure and all that kind of stuff. So SEO really is content plus engagement plus backlinks. And all of that together equals trust. Not only trust for people in your local community who look to you as a resource, but also trust from Google itself. Google wants to know that your website is reputable, that you really are local, and that you really do care about what's going on and you're engaged with your community. When it sees that, then everything comes together for you. So that is what SEO really is. It's never a one-shot deal. So here's a little bit more about what SEO is and what you should be getting from your SEO provider. The next thing I want to talk about is keyword content plan. Each one of you who's listening to this webinar has a certain set of territories or towns that you service in your local area. Some of you are franchise owners, and so you have a dead set territory that you have to abide by. Some of you are independents. You can kind of go anywhere, but you know what your biggest towns, cities, counties are that you service. You know what they are. So when you engage with someone who says, I'm going to SEO your website for you, I'm an SEO expert, when you get into that with them, you need to say, okay, what's my keyword content plan? What are the keyword phrases and towns that you're going to search engine optimize my website for? And I guarantee you that the first thing you're going to do is search engine optimize your static pages of your website for the town that your office is located in. So if you were in Houston, Texas, search engine optimize your entire website, all the static pages of your website with the words, home care, senior care, elder care, whatever, and the town of Houston, Texas. But what they're missing is that you don't just service Houston, Texas. You service 10 other little cities and municipalities, or 100 of them, or maybe 1,000 of them in your local area. So how do they go about getting you more visibility, not just in Houston, but in all those little municipalities around Houston that you want to service? Some of them are wealthier than others. Some of them you definitely want to service, or you definitely want to have visibility in, like the Woodlands or Katy or any of the ones around there. So your keyword content plan can't just be about the office location that you have. It needs to get you more visibility in the locations around your office so that more people can engage with you and see you. If they're not doing that and they don't show you, and I am going to show you what that looks like in a minute, if they don't show you what that is, then they don't know what that is. So they're not doing it, and you're paying for it. Okay. The next thing that you need to know is that a lot of search engine optimization companies that don't specialize in home care don't understand the elephant in the room, which is the job seeker for home care. Everybody and their brother and their uncle and their sister and their cousin and their second and third cousin and their whatever think that they can be a caregiver. There's not a whole lot of education required, let's be honest. Some are better caregivers than others. Some people make a very brilliant career out of being a caregiver, and they're awesome. But there are a lot of folks who think this would be an easy way to make some bucks. They just want to be a caregiver. So when people don't have jobs and they don't have a lot of education, a lot of times they will go for clicking on your ads and looking at your ads and looking at your, your listing, your organic listing, and they'll contact you about getting a job. It happens all day long. I see it all day long. Our clients see it all day long. I know exactly what's going on. So the problem is that SEO people will go out there and they'll say, okay, here's what Google is telling us that your best keyword phrases are. And we're going to make up a plan that goes with all these cool keyword phrases that Google tells us are the ones that get the most traffic. And some are long tail, some are short tail, and there's all kinds of algorithms and things and calculations that they put into this. But the reality is this: what Google is telling them is what the employment seekers, because that's 80% of who's clicking on your ads and your organic listings, is all job seekers. So Google calculates what your keyword phrases should be based on what job seekers are typing in to search for you. So then your SEO person goes and develops this big, giant, long plan. Maybe they're doing AdWords for you. Maybe they're doing whatever, they're SEOing your website, and they're using data that is incorrect, and they don't even know it. They think they're correct, but they're not. They're using content and keyword phrases that encourage job seekers to click on your website, not consumers, not the adult child of the aging parent, not the 40-year-old female who is weary and overwhelmed and scared and worried and all those things that she is when she's looking for a solution to her elder care issues with mom. That is not the person they're targeting. They're targeting the person who is continuously clicking on pay-per-click ads or typing in home health aid or home care agencies. It seems like that would be a great thing for a consumer to type in, but let me just tell you that it is not. Those are the keyword phrases that job seekers type in. So if someone is search engine optimizing your website with those kinds of keyword phrases, they're probably doing you a huge disservice. Okay, next, monthly reporting. At a minimum, you should be receiving a monthly report. And you should be receiving keyword ranking reports. And I'll show you one of those in just a minute. If you're not receiving those once a month, you need to ask your SEO provider why you're not receiving a keyword ranking report every month, because technically, if they're doing something for you every single month, then your keyword ranking should be getting better and better every month if they know their job. So you should be getting a report. And of course, ways to help calculate return on investment, forms and phones. So what I want you to do is, if you've hired someone to do SEO for you, I want you to go look at those forms. Are they reporting to you how many forms you received? If they can't report that to you, you go look at your forms and you see how many forms have been filled out. Now, 90% of the people who are going to call you, who are going to contact you because they have an elder care issue, are going to probably pick up the phone. Very few of them will fill out a form, mostly at night or after hours they'll fill out a form, but a lot of them are going to go ahead and pick up, they'll fill out the form, but most of them are going to pick up the phone and just call. So you want to be able to listen to those calls. You want to know what those people are saying, and you want to know, are most of the calls coming in from my website employment seekers? Are they leads? Are they referrals? Are they wrong numbers, solicitations? What are they? I need to know who's calling my office from my website so that I know if I need to say something different on my website, or I need to make a change to my SEO provider, because all I'm getting is employment seekers. If you got 50 calls last month, that's awesome. But if 49 of them were employment seekers, that might not be so awesome, especially if you're doing pay-per-click. That's horrible. So be careful and make sure you have a way to calculate your return on investment and see your keyword ranking. And of course, anyone who's in the SEO business, there are a lot of fly-by-nights, a lot of people in your chamber group who are just doing this because they didn't have any other job and they wanted to be an entrepreneur. And that's fine. There are, just like me, there are lots of folks out there who want to be an SEO provider. And that's okay, but are they doing a good job? If they are doing a good job, they provide education, consulting, and they are committed to you as a home care agency owner. If they don't know your business and don't understand it, they can't possibly be providing you an excellent service. I just don't believe it. And they should be offering you support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have a support desk that's available anytime anyone wants to put up a ticket or ask a question, and they're very surprised when at 9 o'clock at night one of us answers them. But we do. We try to be there as often as we can, and we try to answer questions as fast as we can. So those are some of the things that you should be expecting from your SEO provider. So let's talk about your expectations in 2015. So you're not being oversold. So that means, in other words, someone's not making you promises they can't keep. I want you to know that search engine optimization in and of itself, no matter how great a company is, it is not magical. And even AdWords is not magical. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time, energy, sometimes a lot of money if you're doing pay-per-click. We do not do pay-per-click for our clients. We will help them with Facebook advertising, but we will not do Google AdWords because we know the result is something like this. If you had a budget to spend of, say, $1,000 a month on pay-per-click, $800 of that money is going to go to employment seekers, and $200 of that money might go to consumers clicking on your ads. So if you have enough budget that you can withstand the 80-20 rule for AdWords with home care agencies, now that may not be true for plumbers, roofers, lawyers, people who sell t-shirts or whatever they sell, but for home care, this is a very big decision. This is a very, very big decision for families, and you all know that better than I do. So it's not only financial, but it's emotional, and they are going to do a lot of research, hopefully, before they make a choice. So it is really, 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 a long process to close a lead sometimes. Sometimes it's fast if it's an emergency, but sometimes it's really slow. So first page of Google to get there organically without using any AdWords, without using anything else to get there can take 6 months. And it used to be, I remember in 2008 when I could have somebody on the first page of Google in 24 hours, and that is no joke. But today, that is much different. In 2015, it can take easily 6 months. It depends on how competitive your market is. It may take 3 weeks in West Winnemucca, Nevada, but in Tampa, Florida, it's going to take 6 months. So you need to make sure you have a budget for 6 months of services. And you need to review with your SEO staff regularly. You need to go to that company and say, tell me what's going on, tell me what I can do better, tell me what we can change to make this better. Maybe this town is really showing up well, but I'm not getting enough play over here. In this town, can we change up our blog posting a little bit? Can we change up our keyword phrases? You need to engage. It's not magic. It is a job for everybody. And there's another thing that I want to make sure everybody understands. There are brilliant web designers out there, brilliant web designers. But many times, most of the time, probably 90% of the time, or maybe 80% of the time, they are not SEO specialists. So just because somebody can build you a very beautiful website does not mean they can search engine optimize it correctly for you, for your home care business. So no matter how brilliant they are, how beautiful your site is, if it doesn't show up, it doesn't make any difference. No one's going to see it. So you need to hire someone who can do the SEO for you. And SEO specialists are not home care SEO specialists. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is a brilliant SEO person is an awesome person to have. The most brilliant are too expensive for even me to hire, but because they're way in demand by big companies. But search engine optimization person that comes from your local chamber group or your neighbor down the street or cousin Joe or whoever it is that decides they want to get into SEO, that's fine if they want to search engine optimize websites for plumbers, lawyers, roofers, but home care is a different animal. This is not a retail shop where you can go in and buy a plumbing part and be on your way. It's not like that. Again, this is a very emotional and financial big decision. And so home care search engine optimization should be handled with care and much differently than your traditional search engine optimization for the right keyword phrases, not for the keyword phrases that employment seekers are typing in. So that's where you need to have your expectations, 6 months for a really competitive market. Okay, so my recommendations for you, and this is just a snapshot of one of our websites. You need local search engine optimization by town or city, not by county, even though many of you thrive on the fact that you're in so-and-so county and everybody knows the county. When people are searching for a location or a place that's near them, they are not searching by county because your county could be 500 miles wide for all I know. They're searching by town or city. So local SEO should never be by county. It should always be by town or city. That doesn't mean you can't list all of your towns or cities. That's perfect. I mean, all of your counties. That's fine. But your search engine optimization should be by town or city. You need continuous original local content in the form of blog posts put on your website every single week. You need off-site publishing. That means that you need to have articles on other websites that are leading back to your website. You need a local blog with a feed. This is kind of redundant, but you need to make sure that you do have a blog on your website, and it does have an RSS feed. RSS stands for Really Simple Syndication. Most websites have it. If yours doesn't, you can ask your web designer to add one for you. You need local social media, so you need to have your own Facebook business page, your own LinkedIn account, your own Twitter account, your own stuff, not relying on someone else or someone else's accounts. You need a local newsletter. You need a newsletter that's for your local community, that is by you, about you, not something that's sent out by a corporate office. You need one that represents you, the person on Main Street, and your picture, your face, you're the face of the company, and these are the people that in your community that want to know who they're doing business with, and that person is you, not your corporate identity or logo. And you need reputation management. I didn't talk a whole lot about this, but it is super important. Reputation management means that you are looking at and understanding all of the things that go along with reviews and testimonials. and you need to make sure you know where you have reviews and testimonials and what they say, because one bad testimonial on Google Plus or on Yelp can really damage a home care agency, and I'll get into that. Okay, so your website should obviously be your professional image. Ask yourself this: is it designed for lead capture? Is it optimized for your local area? Is it mobile responsive? Does it have a clear call to action, meaning people look at your website, and if you look at this one, the very top right-hand corner, it says, now this is a small screenshot, so the website's obviously much bigger, but it says the phone number, 704-207. So there's no doubt how to get a hold of folks. There's a start here, get started. There's all kinds of ways, things to click on, things to look at that tell you exactly what to do next. Clear calls to action. Are you getting unique weekly content, meaning that that blog post is not on anybody else's website, it's only on yours? And do you have a tracked phone line to calculate your return on investment, to be able to understand where these calls are coming from? This is an example of a keyword plan. So this looks like one that is you know, I use the example of Houston because I knew this one was coming. This is just a sample. This is not what all of our keyword plans look like. This is not even what it looks like in real life. It's an Excel spreadsheet. But this just gives you an idea. It's prioritized by the geography, meaning which towns are most important, and then top 10 on down. Prioritized by keyword phrase. These keyword phrases are used to search engine optimize the static pages of the site, like I talked about, but in addition to that, and this is the important part, they are used to guide the weekly blog poster so that they know which keyword phrases and towns they need to rotate through next. Without a keyword plan, you're just willy-nilly, fly-by-night, going by the seat of your pants. There you go. Success factor number 3, continuous content publishing. Okay, I've already said this, but here it is again. Blog post a minimum of once per week. 100% unique content. Each blog post should be a minimum of 400 to 500 words. You should optimize for top keyword priorities as well as many lower volume keywords. You should feed your blog posts to social media and to your monthly e-newsletter. You should publish local company news, people, events, and celebrations, meaning not only should you have content written for you that's unique to you, but you should be writing content about the things that your company is doing to reach out to your community. One blog post or two a month coming from you that has pictures of you at an event or at the Alzheimer's walk or whatever it is really good stuff, and people love to see pictures. Publish articles with your key referral partners. We have an entire program that revolves around interviewing your key referral partners to get in the door and make appointments and do more referral marketing, direct referral marketing. Success factor number 4, you need to engage through social media. Facebook will always be your community outreach tool. So you should be reaching out to your community through Facebook. And there's a lot more to that story. But LinkedIn is your professional outreach. So you need to have a professional LinkedIn page with your picture, or LinkedIn account with your picture. And you need to make sure that you have everything filled out, and that is, you know, all there, and you represent your company well. You need to go out and reach out to professionals on LinkedIn in your local community and connect with them and talk to them online. You need to feed content from your blog to your social media. You need to boost important posts on Facebook. Invite everyone on your email list to like your Facebook business page. You can use Facebook paid ads to build your likes, and you should also be publishing testimonials on your Facebook business page. Advertising on Facebook is an entirely different webinar, and there's lots of parts and pieces, and I have a 3-phase system that I like to use. First you build your likes, then you boost your posts, and then you drive traffic to your website. So that's sort of the really fast version. It's much more than that, but we don't do that. Not all of our clients need Facebook advertising, but some do. It just depends. We don't want them to spend any more money than they have to. Success factor number 5, automated monthly newsletter. So all of our clients have an e-newsletter that comes from them. That's their content from their blog, and it's all the posts and all the things that we've written for them or they've written and sent in over the course of the last month. You need to build the best email list in your territory. You need to include all your prospects, your potential referral partners, your clients, past clients, anybody you want to put on there. You need to publish quality info regularly, engaging articles, company news and events, employee celebrations, testimonials, and client stories. And again, there's our little program there, co-publish with referral partners. And it keeps you top of mind. It builds engagement. When we send out a newsletter, some of our clients' newsletters go out on the 1st, some of them go out on the 15th of the month. And when newsletters go out, without fail, there are 10 or 15 emails that come back that say, hey, Joe, or hey, Bob, or whoever the owner is, I was just, I should have called you a month ago about Mom, but now she fell and broke her hip, and we really need help. Can you give me a call? Da, da, da. So those kinds of engagements happen all the time, and that really does help build business, obviously. Success factor number 6, authority offsite publishing and backlinking. You need to have articles on other websites and in other places that link back to your own website, and that builds authority and trust. So you can also use those kinds of articles as leave-behinds and follow-ups with consumers and professionals. We actually are changing the way we do this a little bit to make it even better and more locally local-based. So Houston will have its own website, and it goes on and on. So I'm just using Houston as an example, but all of our territories where we have clients will have their own authority sites. Success factor number 7, build trust with reputation management. We do have a reputation management system. It is recognized by Google as a valid review service. It's called seniorservicereviews.com. All of our clients have reviews on that site, and it is designed for the home care, senior care industry, so that every review that goes up on that site must be approved by an admin before it goes live. Anything 3 stars or under is considered a customer service issue and should be handled privately between that client and that home care provider, or that disgruntled employee and that home care provider. We don't publish things that need to be handled privately. But if they are published, they go out to Facebook, and Google does accept all of it and does acknowledge senior service reviews on Google My Business Places as a place where people can get more information. So this is kind of what a real SEO plan looks like. And this is a crazy graphic, but if you start at the top left, blog articles for SEO and company news on your website, and that goes out to your e-newsletter, and it goes out down here to Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Twitter, and then you have your senior service reviews going to all those places, and then over here you have your authority articles going back to, with links back to your website. So this is a big, giant sort of a figure 8 if you were to spread it out a little bit, and it helps everything work together, and it makes sure that your website is the benefactor of all of this information. This is what a keyword rank report looks like. So I mentioned that you should be receiving a keyword ranking report. So you have a keyword plan for your local territory, you have tracked phone lines, social media publishing reports, monthly performance reports, active SEO management, and SEO performance consultations. You should be getting all of this from an SEO provider. And this is what a keyword plan looks like when it's ranked. In other words, Senior Care Newport Beach for this client, he was number 3 on the first page of Google. Elder Care Newport Beach, he was number 3 on the first page of Google, and you can see he came up 2 spots in the last 2 weeks. And this is a brand new client, so the numbers aren't as great as I would like to see them, but it's just a good example of what keyword phrases look like in the keyword plan and how you can see how they rank. So Senior Care Laguna Beach, in this case, came up 17 spots in the last 2 weeks to number 12. We want it to be in the top 10. So today his report would look much different than this, but this is just an example of what a keyword ranking report looks like. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to take them. My business partner is George Novison. For those of you who don't know him, he's the person that you talk to about any of this. He can answer your questions. And his number is 781-769-7295, or you can email him at George, and that is ltcep.com, not ITCEP. It's L like Larry, tcep.com. So George at ltcep.com. And if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Questions. Okay. I only have one so far. If anybody else has a question, let me know. What are the caregiver job-seeking keywords? Well, sometimes, well, one of the ones that's surprising to people is home health aid. A lot of people, if you're a lay person or you're not in the business, you're probably not going to type in home health aid. You might type in home health aid, but generally speaking, that's going to be something that a person seeking a job is looking, they're typing in home health aid, they're typing in home care agencies. They're looking for a job. They're looking for people who need home health aides or who hire home health aides, or, so when a home care agency does Google AdWords and they use those keyword phrases, you can look at the reports and see instantly that their budget is used up every day on these keyword phrases, and that's because they're all job seekers. And that translates in Google and tells people, oh, these are the best keyword phrases that you could be search engine optimized for. They're the most competitive. Yeah, they're the most competitive, but what Google doesn't understand is who is it that's typing those in? It's job seekers. It's not the consumer that's typing that in. It's the job seeker that's typing that in. So Google can't discern between who's a consumer and who's a job seeker. They don't know that. But we know that if we're a good SEO company, and we've been working with home care agencies for all these years. We know what the difference between a consumer-driven pay-per-click campaign or a consumer-driven organic SEO content plan is versus one that's going to, attract job seekers every single day. Job seekers are always going to be a challenge. Some of you out there need more people to work for you, but a majority of you are pretty good right now, and you don't need 1,000 job seekers every day hitting your website. So that's what we try to minimize. So having said that, and I think that was the only question, I think we're done for today. If you all need to reach out to George, if you need more information about our services, or if you need to reach me, you can call or email me at valerie@ltcep.com. But if you need more information about our services or this program, you can talk to George at ltcep.com. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.